Hey YouTube, what's up? It's Mitch, or as you guys know me, Bass Play 12. This video is gonna just be kind of my overall experience playing with different worship teams and bands playing bass. And it's just kind of my collective, I wouldn't even call it expertise, I would just say experiences, knowing what everybody wants out of the bass player. Whatever I say, you can take it or leave it. I just know from my experience that this is what uh, the leader wants. I think everybody wants out of the bass player. So, without further ado, here we go. My first one is going to be keep it simple. What that means is, you have your lead guitar, that might play the guitar licks. Um, your band, your worship team, they just want the bass player to keep it simple. They want you to get, whatever groove you have down and not make things over complicated. If the verse has three chords, I don't think they want you playing 18, if you know what I mean. Just all over the neck. They just want you to keep it simple. If they want you doing whole notes, quarter notes, and just basically play what you need to play without overcomplicating it, without stepping on other musicians' toes, overplaying it where they're like, man, who is this guy and why is he playing a million things? And, so don't overcomplicate it, just keep it simple. Um, just be the low end. That's why they want us. You have your acoustic guitarist, you have your electric, you might have your rhythm guy, you might have all the vocalists, you might have your keyboard players. The beauty of a band or a worship team is you have all of these dynamic sounds, and the bass player, they need us to be the low end. So what I mean by that is, sometimes bass players might get caught up in playing so high, playing high up on the neck and these really high tones. I like to mix it up where I'm keeping that low end. For dramatic purposes, you might come up the neck for an octave of a note, but I like to definitely give my band that low end we need so that when you put all the mixing of the sounds together, we have great music. Okay. Um, you might have heard this one before, and this kind of goes along with keeping it simple. Is your vocalists, your leaders, they just want you to get locked into that kick drum. They want you to. In fact, that's why so many bass players and drummers are like best friends, is because they know that they have to work together. They know they have to keep that rhythm. The bass player and the drummer, I mean, they're basically the life of the band as far as that rhythm, that basically keeping the time. If the bass player and drummer are not together keeping that time, then it kind of throws everything off. So as far as the drummer and the bass player, that bass player just needs to hear that kick drum and get locked into it, just keeping that time. And lastly, I would say, let me let you read that. Really do your homework on the song, and basically what I mean by know what the song needs, as far as when you listen to the song, you might have a verse and there might be this incredible long dead space, and they might need from the bass player just a fill right there. I mean, fills are fun, but make sure that's what the song needs. So when you're playing a song, you don't want too much dead space where it feels like there's nothing there. That's what I mean by know the song, is where the bass player can add that fill in there, and then it might lead into the next verse or chorus part of that. Knowing what the song needs too might be when you're playing the song and then it's going to lead into a very energetic section of the song. The bass player needs to know what that song needs. It needs some kind of entering in to that. You might have more of a dramatic playing where you might be playing, instead of whole notes, quarter notes, sixteenths. You might be just getting that dramaticness in your playing, where you might be playing faster, just to get that energy to carry over into an exciting part of the song. So to take all these things and wrap them up. I can show it to you closer again. If Hey Mitch, what would you say is the one thing out of these things that you would really want to concentrate on? And I would say just you're concentrating on just locking into that kick drum. For the most part, keeping it simple. The whatever leader, again, if you're on a worship band, that worship leader just needs you to keep the time and the rhythm. They're not looking for you to get all crazy. I mean, if that be the case, I'm sure they'll ask. But if they don't, they just want you to keep the time and the rhythm and keeping it simple. So hopefully when you guys play, you can keep this in mind, and hopefully it leads to a really dynamic sound of whatever band you guys are playing. All right, hope that video was helpful, guys, just to kind of pick my brain, if you can, to help you, those bass players and bands, just to get along better, to make the sound of your group better and tighter, and hopefully that helps. All right, guys, thanks for watching.